Hello there, everyone. It is I, E.T. Templar, and welcome to this episode of Wrestling Wednesdays. I just got some ideas I was, if I happened to be general manager of WWE or the top guy, or if I could, or if I was a person to submit ideas. So I just came up with some ideas here. Maybe they're good, maybe they're bad, maybe they're terrible, and if they're terrible, you can make fun of me in the comments down below. So this is just what I would add just off the top of my head. I wrote a list of ideas. So the first one would be match interruptions would result in a handicap match against the interrupter. So one thing that pisses me off about a lot of wrestling matches in general is when there's a match going on and someone runs in and interferes, right? Which either results in a loss for the other guy or it results in a disqualification. So I'd have that punished by a handicap match directly after the interrupt match. The next idea is Queen or King of the Ladder. A solo or tag team competitors must remain at the top of the ladder to accumulate time. There's 10 minutes of time available. So the original one-on-one, it'd be a ladder match, but you have to stay on top of the ladder. And tag team would be another cool aspect of that. Or not. These are just dumb, crazy ideas. Another one would be match roulette. Randomized matches or a button that is pressed by the current champion or belt holder that stops the randomized process. So it's kind of like a slot machine, right? You have it spin through the roster of the WWE, and he hits a button and stops one, and it stops the other on his own discretion, which I think that'd be cool. It would add just different spice to WWE than just jobber versus jobber or just filler matches, right? So another one would be themed matches. There used to be Undertaker. He would used to have these coffin matches back in the day where he would have to throw someone in the coffin and then shut the lid. I always thought that was pretty cool. So more themed matches for every different wrestler. So I don't know exactly how they would go about doing that, but it would just be cool to see varied theme matches than just the same pinfall, the same mat. Like maybe one wrestler could have some special design for Hell in a Cell, or maybe a different entire wrestling mat or square entirely. I don't know. These are just dumb ideas I thrown out there. Another interesting one I came up with was Odd Man Out. So there are 3 boxes. If they're opened, there's 3 cards. 2 of them are the same color. 1 of them is red. So whoever opens a box and gets a red card, they're the odd man out. So the two other players or wrestlers are against the one guy with the red card. So it's a handicap match again. Another interesting one, now this one's really weird, but I thought it was a cool idea, a gauntlet match. So there's 6 people, 4 people on the corners of the ring, 2 standard wrestlers in the middle, and they can wrestle and they can tag in other people and switch out with the corners. Now here's the trick, it's not a tag team. Every time they tag out, it's a free-for-all. So there's no teams, but there could be, locker room plans and stuff done with the story as far as gauntlet matches are concerned. I think that'd be an interesting, cool thing. So the final idea I had was time attack. Pinfall must happen before the allotted time expires. If no wrestler can win via pinfall, then both lose. So that'd be a way of just having these crazy fast matches. And yes, I know wrestling is fake and entertainment, but you could craft these matches in ways that they would be more entertaining. What made me think of this outlandish stuff was my last video. I was talking about Friday Night Wrestling, right? WWE, SmackDown. And some of the matches are boring. And Vince McMahon needs to add new formulas and new spice to make wrestling interesting. It needs a breath of fresh air of creativity. They either need new writers, new staff, or someone just to add more flair to it. And this is just my opinion. Other people might like how it is right now, and that's fine if you're a masochist. But I would just, wrestling is missing the pizzazz, the fun, and the real entertainment it did in the Attitude Era in the 90s, And that's what sucks, and that's what made me think of this outlandish stuff, which I think would be kind of cool. And, that's how I would improve wrestling. I would also give more freedom to the wrestlers themselves to develop the story how they would want, instead of Vince McMahon planning and plotting everything with his writers or storyboarders or lore people, right? Because I think Vince McMahon, I think that's what's ruining wrestling at the moment. He has iron grasp, and only he decides what happens and what doesn't, and he's a shitty storyteller. Case in point, there was a time in the 2000s when it was a part of the story where he fakes his own death. He gets in the limo, and the limousine explodes in a ball of fire. And then there's, of course, a fake FBI interview, and it was just some dumb plot. And that was just dumb. Entertaining, but dumb. And see, so WWE, the SmackDown, has just lost that dumb funness. And that's, I know how dumb that sounds, but at least in the 2000s, there was weird shit like that happened in the storyline and the plot of wrestling. And wrestling now just needs more to it. Needs more finesse. Needs more just something to make it pop. Because right now, it's just kind of vanilla. And you can only have a Hell in a Cell match so many times. That's not like a big ticket item anymore. It's almost expected at this point. What they need to do is just change up more. And of course, they had the pod things where they unlock at different time intervals. That's the more the crap I want to see, but on a grander scale with normal matches. So anyways, if you found this entertaining or comical, drop a like. If not, drop a dislike or comment below. Subscribe if you haven't already. See you guys next time. God bless. Have a good day. See you next time.